Charles Olivera is back already on October 11th, and he's going to be taking on Rafael Fiziev, and this fight is very, very interesting. Charles Olivera is coming back way too soon, in my opinion, and I'm very, very worried for him. Although I am going to be picking him to beat Rafael Fiziev, and I do think that he is going to be too much for Rafael Fiziev in the grappling, and honestly, in his striking offensively, Fiziev slows down very badly after the first and all of his fights, short notice or not. He's always going to slow down. But listen, Charles Olivera's coaches and Charles Olivera's management need to be questioned for why this decision was made. I know that he wants to fight in Rio. And I know that the thought process behind Charles Olivera here is probably, obviously I don't know, but I'm going to assume that Charles Olivera is thinking that if he loses here, it's an absolute perfect time to retire in front of the Brazil crowd. And if he loses here, it's an absolutely amazing time to retire. And if he wins, honestly, but if Charles Olivera wins, I don't think he retires. If Charles Olivera beats Rafael Fiziev, I do not think he retires. And I think if he loses, though, I do think that Charles Olivera will retire, though, if he loses. And I think that if Charles Olivera loses, it'd be great for him to retire in front of his home crowd of Rio, but Rio de Janeiro, Brazil is a terrible crowd. They do not deserve Charles Olivera. All right, Charles Olivera is not a fight night type of fighter, in my opinion. I don't like this. All right, first of all, the Brazil crowd sucks every time, so they're probably not even going to give that good of a show to Charles Olivera if he loses and retires there, or if he wins and retires there. If he loses, they'll probably just beat traffic and leave. The Brazil fans do, just like they did with Glover. They decided to beat traffic after the third round because Jamal Hill was whooping his ass so bad. This Brazil crowd does not deserve Charles Olivera to main event their fight night. All right, but I don't know. They should have done like Paulo Costa or something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Paulo Costa in the main event would be cool. I don't even know, man. I seriously don't even know. But listen, it's hard for me to pick Charles Olivera here because the fight is obviously like, how do I explain this? Like, in any other situation, I would be picking Charles Olivera easily. Like, if this fight was in January of next year, or like December, rather than the beginning of October, I'd be picking Charles Olivera by probably a first-round finish. But I am very nervous for Charles Olivera here, because Rafael Fiziev does hit hard, and he's got that style, where he just, that ripping style, the very, very explosive Rafael Fiziev is. But besides that Renato Moicano KO, Rafael Fiziev has not done very much at all. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, Fiziev's going to chin him, because Charles Olivera, although he is coming off of a flatline KO loss only like a month ago to Ilia Topuria, he got KO'd badly like a month ago by Ilia. I'm very, very nervous for Charles Olivera. But Rafael Fiziev doesn't really knock people out ever. Didn't really rock Gaethje that bad in their last fight. His only great KO win is Renato Moicano, and even that was arguably an early stoppage. He did KO Brad Riddell. That took a spinning wheel kick to put down Brad Riddell. And besides that, I couldn't even tell you another KO finish from Rafael Fiziev. So, I don't know. Although he did beat up Ignacio Bahamondes, and he clearly won, and he schooled Ignacio Bahamondes, even though he didn't really do much damage to Ignacio Bahamondes. But I don't think that he's going to KO Charles Olivera. I know that it's very, very easy to pick him by a KO, a first-round KO. Easy. Fiziev KO. Charles Olivera, he's coming back too soon. And although I do think that Charles Olivera is coming back too soon, I don't think he's going to get KO'd early. We still know Charles Olivera is extremely dangerous in the grappling, and he is extremely dangerous offensively. I know that he got KO'd by Ilia Topuria. But that does not mean he will not outstrike and, I think, dismantle Rafael Fiziev on the feet as well. I think he's going to hurt Rafael Fiziev badly. Although Fiziev does have some really, really explosive shots early in his fights, you got to be able to make Charles Olivera pay multiple times. Just dropping him or putting him down once is not going to put him away. We know this about Charles Olivera. And unless his chin is totally gone after that Ilia Topuria KO, I don't think that he loses this fight. So I'm going to be taking Charles Olivera by a first or second round finish. I think he's either going to TKO him on the feet or take him down early and then submit Rafael Fiziev. I know that he couldn't submit Michael Chandler, and I know that that's a very, very worrying look, not being able to finish Michael Chandler. But he took that fight very, very patiently. He fought very, very defensively, fought very, very patiently against Michael Chandler. I don't think that he's going to do that against Rafael Fiziev. I think that he's going to look to get a quick finish here in front of his home crowd, and I think that's what Charles Olivera is going to do. I'm kind of worried about his chin, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that it's going to fail him in this fight. Give me Charles Olivera by a first or second round finish. Subscribe to my channel, like the video. Thank you guys for 200 subscribers. It means a lot, and who's with me?